Yo, what's up guys? I am Zzonked. I'm doing a little bit of VOD review of myself here. So this game was, I think, Ascendant 3. This account's Ascendant 6, peaked at Eternus 1. My other account that I play solo is Eternus 4 currently. Yeah, I mostly play carry. But so I'm duoing with my buddy who is Phantom 1 or 2 right now, who's the Calico. And so this game's Ascendant 3. But yeah, so I'm just going to kind of go through my thought processes, my decision making. I've said this in another video. I'm not a very flashy player. I just do my best to have good macro and be efficient and take good fights. So something that I kind of consider fundamental is don't take fair fights, take unfair fights. Like at the end of the day, you shouldn't take a fight that you don't have a giant advantage in. Yeah, so right here I actually ended up getting parried because I thought he had already parried, and so thankfully I got like 2 heart cards I think there, which is super lucky because I would have died 100%. So I got parried like a scrub, but thankfully we're able to make it work. We actually kind of came out in that exchange pretty much even, which is surprising considering I got parried early game, which is like insta-death normally. But so, spoiler alert, this lane doesn't go super well for us. It is a hard lane. This 7 and McGinnis are pretty hard to lane against, but also these guys were pretty decent. They played really aggressive, way more aggressive than I expected. And I am playing way too back at this point. At this point I wanted to let the waves come towards our tower because I was tired of fighting under theirs. But we didn't get that to work. So I'm looking for, hopefully, to gank this guy because he's really low. But unfortunately we're not able to make it work, and then I take way more damage to the 7 than I was anticipating. I think this is where I just, early game, I wasn't expecting 7 and McGinnis to be as aggressive as they were. So just do my best to poke her. So Calico full sends, but the 7 has his stun up. And for some reason, I'm just taking damage to the Guardian that entire time, which is unfortunate. And so he actually ends up getting killed, and then the McGinnis hits him with the BM, which did tilt my Calico a little. He got a little... what's the word I'm looking for? Tunnel vision-y after that, because he was ready to fight. So this is where things start to go a little poorly for us, but it's all right. But also, this is, I think, a good example of even if you lose lane, because we will lose lane, and then I missed my punch. Nice. Even if you lose lane, just keep a level head, keep going, just keep making good decisions, and you will, like, you'll see. I leave this lane doing just fine, even though these guys get a huge early lead. And so we'll see, we can kind of pay attention to how that happens. But so at this point, they're up a good amount. They're going to be getting ults probably not quite in this upcoming wave, but maybe this upcoming wave, but probably the wave after, whereas we're a good couple away. But so I ran up because he gets walled. At this point, I'm trying to play just really far back, but I do need to show up if my Calico is getting jumped. I was calling for him to pull back at this point, but he kind of dives, which is a bit unfortunate with my card. Yeah, because I really try not to fight while the wave is up, because then when he dies like this, then he misses out on money, and I can't. I'll do my best to hold wave most of the time, but there's so many here. Because she gets ult, I just immediately peace out, because there's nothing stopping them from parrying tower and running me down here, and her ult does way too much damage early. So I did pull out fully. She canceled her ult, and so I do go ahead and come back. And since Calico's back, that relieves a lot of the pressure. So I'm going pretty standard Wraith right now. I'm using Sonya Sniper's build. It's excellent. I highly recommend it. I've tried to make my own builds, and sometimes I do, but honestly, I'm happy with Sonya Snipers, so just do that one. Calico went for the bridge buff here and started fighting the Billy. I thought he was fine. But then he missed a parry, and then he got run down. So, is what it is. It happens. But at least the one nice part about this is I'm getting kind of fed in lane. Like I'm pretty much even with them in money. Unfortunately, Calico's getting behind. So, it is what it is. So I was really hoping to pull him into the tower, but unfortunately wasn't able to make that work because he got caught. And then the wall is really good here. But also there's just so many minions. So at this point I'm just trying to deal with the minions because I really can't interact. I don't have cards. It's painful how low the Magiddis is through a lot of this, and I just can't quite finish it. And this is where, like, I'm not an absolute prodigy, like, insane, you know, mechanical player. I'm not like a low main or, who's really good, like Ido, you know, like any of those guys. Or, you know, ones that are straight up pros. I guess both of them kind of are. Like, I'm a good player, but I'm not that great. So I don't go for really flashy, crazy plays. That, you know, like I'm sure someone could have killed that Magiddis there, very likely. But I'm just going for a safe way to get back in this game, slowly but surely. Like I'm not that far behind them, so I can catch up really easily. And so I'm also trying to make space for the Calico to catch back up. Because at this point, I'm letting him take a couple solo waves if he's around. So I'm farming very inefficiently to try to let him get some money back. Because I want him to be able to leave the lane, able to gank others, you know, so that he can start to snowball with the way that Calico's 2 works right now with the extra money if he's hit them in a while. So at this point, every time they see us, they kind of push us. So I know how aggressive they are. So the second I see them rushing, I just pull back to tower. Because I know exactly the way they're playing. So at this point, I'm playing here. And then here comes the 7. So again, I just know they're playing super aggressive. So holding cards, not for aggression, but defense. Get the 7 really low. Unfortunately, wasn't able to quite catch him. I don't keep chasing because the Magiddis had ramped up her gun already. Thought she was going to walk around the side. She didn't, so I missed my card. Again, it's painful how low both of them are. It's just I don't have the damage to run it down right now. So that was just really unlucky. If I didn't get stunned there, I'd probably kill at least 1, if not 2. But it's okay. Again, I could have ran them down, but I'm low. They have a wave coming. I'm actually really surprised Magiddis didn't turn around and shoot me here. But they have a wave coming, so I can only tank a couple hits from the minions, much less hits from them. So again, I'm just doing my best to stay in this game. So they do eventually get the tower. And we are pretty far behind. So right now, like, I think a lot of people would give up because we just got trounced in this lane overall. The Magiddis in particular is pretty fed. But at this point, they probably won't be pushing the lane that hard because, you know, it's all the way to our walker. So it's really unsafe for them to push that far. So at this point, I'm doing my best to just make sure I always catch the wave. Keep kind of trying to keep them honest. Like make them play a little back. Because they can't just fully run us down. Like, even though they're kind of fed, they're not that strong. Like, we almost kill them a lot. But, it's a little sketchy. So he keeps going. So, yeah, every single time I see her putting out barrier, I just know she's about to run it down. I do have ult coming up, and I know Calico's about to show up, so we're calming that we're going to try to set up on this Magiddis, because the 7 didn't show up. I missed my ult for some reason, so now I finally get it. Went for the punch, which is actually really greedy. I could have gotten really punished, but I knew that Calico wasn't, so it was kind of safe. So finally clear him up, which just that one kill caught us up a lot. Like, we were both at like 6K or something like that, and all of a sudden we're both at almost 8K, and so we're like about 1,000 and some change behind when we were like 3K down. So this is where like just making decent decisions starts to stack up, right? So of course she's running it down as she keeps doing, and I'm just not interacting with her. There's no reason to. I don't have any buttons. Why am I? There's no reason to fight, so don't. Now Calico's still kind of fighting it out, but it is what it is. But also she really can't like farm around very easily, so she's seeing what she can get done, which is all right. Making sure I catch this wave. All right, just finish that pause. Making sure I catch the wave is more important than finishing off one minion or like jungle creep. So something that I recommend, so like most of the time that I'm sitting here shooting a minion, I'm just staring at my mini map and trying to figure out what's going on, by the way. So that's something like you don't generally need to aim at like, you know, AI units or whatever, bots. Like they kind of do the same thing. So I was just staring at my minimap, and thankfully that was why I saw the 7 was low coming from this fight, and so I rushed him down because I knew he was low. I knew most of them were leaving that fight pretty hurt, and so also I knew there was other people lurking, so I pull out for a second, and then I see the Infernus and McGinnis show up. They're both kind of low, and so we'll see what we can do here. I literally have no idea what the 7's talking about. I think he's talking about Calico and said Wraith on accident, because I haven't interacted with him since like 5 minutes ago. But either way. So I do see that Calico's fighting again over here. I really want to go help, but one was pretty low, didn't have a lot of damage. I'm sitting on a lot of money, so I'm not that strong right now. Like I'm basically 6K, like realistically, because I have 13K and I'm sitting on 7K right now, so I'm not rich at all. Whereas the 7 has likely spent most of his money, and so I just don't want to be there yet. So I do rush Ricochet this game, which is actually kind of weird. I do not recommend doing that most games. It's just this game I figured... I'm looking at it being 12, 13 minutes, and most of the farm's still up. So I know I can really get rich if I just start consuming this side of the map. And they do have, not a brawly comp, but they do have a comp where a lot of people are going to be kind of huddled together, mostly just because Rem. They have Rem and McGinnis, and then Billy, and so like all of those people are going to tend to be kind of close to each other. So right here, I'm looking at minimap. I see that 7 is on the walker, half health. So I rush him down and then just, you know, Wraith him. You can be as mad as you want about that ult being broken. It is. But I got it. It is what it is, man. But yeah, so I don't take fights unless I have a giant advantage, which right there's an advantage. Found it. And so now I'm looking to push this walker. But again, I'm paying attention to minimap here, which is important because you'll likely see... Yep, McGinnis starts showing up. And so Calico's keeping him at bay. And so I'm doing my best to just finish this tower off. And then so I'm calming that I'm pulling out because I don't have any buttons for the McGinnis. And so 7 shows up as well. And so I'm throwing a card just to make them think that I'm also there. It didn't work. They do run down the Calico from what I believe. Yeah, they run down Calico, but I did what I could. Without like just going and sitting on it with her, but like maybe we win that fight if I go. Again, that's an even fight at best. Actually, we're both kind of low. They're both mostly full health. I'm not taking an even fight. That seems like a bad idea. Because maybe we win it. That's great if we win it. But here's the thing. I can go and keep farming, you know? So we got Walker. We're way up on that. That's great. So get out. So at this point, I'm just doing my best to keep stealing farm. I'm at 20K. Also, that's the other thing is if I die, because I have such a lead in souls on them, my respawn timer is going to be really long. I'm going to be dead for like a minute. Whereas if they die, they're only dead for like 20 seconds. So right here, I do go for this gun buff. And then McGinnis shows up. But I just got ult, so I'm willing to fight. So... I Wraith her. And,
Feel free to give up anytime.
Yeah, that's the reaction that is necessary or appropriate. So at this point, I go and spend my 9k unspent here. And then, so even though no one's bought Slowing Hex yet, or anything like that, they do have Infernus and 7, which are both good reasons to buy Dispel Magic. But also, I just like Dispel Magic. It's good, because then also, again, later on, I don't get screwed up by a random Slowing Hex or something. And it has a little heal. It's just a great item. So I pretty much buy it almost no matter what at this point. Sometimes I might rush something else first. So there's something I need to get better on is I haven't gotten used to Wraith having the different types of cards. So like I'm sitting on 3 clubs. I need to get rid of those and I start stacking up. Like I used the Joker earlier without realizing it. I really need to get better at stacking the good cards or like putting them in a good order or something, you know. But I'm still getting used to new Wraith, which is insane, by the way. Even if they nerf like her ult and some of her damage, she's still in such a better place than she ever has been. Just in the way she plays, so it's nice. So again, I'm really rich at this point. I have almost double the money of most of the lobby, and there's definitely an argument that I should be going and fighting a lot more right now. But again, I'm just trying to keep cementing our lead, which not interacting is doing that. But again, I have ult, so I go and delete somebody. So even the
I'm just getting warmed up.
him pulling him back with the rescue beam wasn't enough.
Headed to Greenwich.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm just trying to cement all of the good things I'm doing, which is I'm consuming that side of the map. I'm making sure no one can play over there, because if they do, I kill them. Like the 7 really wanted to just AFK farm that lane, and I've killed him like I think just once or twice, like in pretty defensive positions, you know, and so that makes it to where he has to AFK farm or just go somewhere else, which means they likely aren't going to have anyone really farm this lane. So I'm just making sure this is my lane, no one comes here, you know, until I hit a critical mass or we start making plays around the map to where I can, to where we can like go mid boss or something. So like I'll show up to the big fights, assuming that we all know it's a big fight, right? But my team's mostly just making space by fighting around a bit, finding picks, which is good. Like overall, we're doing well. We're 20% up on them. Only a couple kills up, but we're just doing better in the macro side. So by the way, notice the McGinnis is way behind in money. So even though she was super fed, she started just fighting too much. So I really messed up. I mispredicted where the 7 was going. For some dumb reason, I thought he was coming back towards the Veil. But it's okay. Ended up getting out here, but then they're running Urn. That's why people are starting to show up. So we're kind of playing over here, make sure they don't take it. But I know they really want to run it because he hasn't just chucked it. So I'm just kind of hovering, but I'm also trying to do stuff while hovering. Instead of just staring down the lane, I'm trying to like grab some boxes and look around. Go ahead and grab the wave, I think. Yeah, and there's going to be a double wave. But then again, paying attention to the minimap, I saw the McGinnis flashed up where the Mo was just for a moment. And so this is why you should always be paying attention to minimap. And then Billy's going and sending it, but thankfully our guy gets here. I could have wall bounced over the wall or just double punched it, but I was just waiting. Should have parried him, but it's okay. We ended up deleting him. McGinnis is understandably frustrated because he just got Doorman ulted into Wraith ult into Mo ult. And so I understand if he threw his keyboard at that very moment. It happens to the best of us. That did make me laugh. But so again, just immediately going back to what I'm doing. Because their respawn timers weren't quite high enough for it to take mid, and they have a lot of stuff to contest mid. They've got 7 bomb and ult. They have McGinnis. Granted, this McGinnis I don't think went spirit. She mostly went gun into like support-ish. Not a bad build, but gun is really weak right now. From as far as I know, it's fairly weak. Her early game was good, but then it seems to fall off. But yeah, and then they have Rem ult, they have Infernus ult, they have Viscous, which Viscous just punching is almost enough to contest by himself. So not enough to go mid here, but again, just consuming their side of the jungle as best I can. Just trying to keep getting rich. There was a little bit of a fight going blue here, so I'm starting to walk up cautiously. But then people are peeling up that I say, hey, I'm about to go for this Rem. Go for him. But then a bunch of people show up. And so I insta-TP out. Thankfully, I got a barrier, I think, from somebody. I think from the doorman. He ends up getting the Billy, because Billy had to full send us. I didn't realize the Rem was on him, so that's great. We catch the Rem, too. I probably shouldn't have punched here. That was probably dumb. But I didn't think all of us would punch at the same time, so I figured it was safe enough. Now, at this point, we have created the space because Rem's dead. And the wave is pushed up enough, so we're going to go for mid-boss. I tell people I'm going to start it while they kind of clear up that area. But also, when it screams like this, I was paying attention to the mini-map that whole time, and I saw Infernus start to walk up. So I'm looking to see if Infernus comes down. And so we're looking to finish, because I am worried that Infernus comes in and ults us all. But we're all spread out enough. Doorman's got a good door set up. So we ended up just clearing it. I think he was hovering above and was probably looking down and saw that we all split. So he decided to pull out. But also looking to deny this ult, or I mean, not ult, the urn from them. But they yeet it because my Calico's going crazy. So Calico had a rough start. But he started to pull it back. He was getting a good amount of assists and he was keeping up in money. So again, it's okay. Like if your early game goes rough, just keep playing. Just play the game out. So I was looking to see if someone would show up, but no one showed up, so I just go and delete this walker real quick. Which also gives us space to make it a lot harder for them to turn in urn here. And so also now we're looking to push base guardians. And if we're able to win a fight or catch someone out, then we can definitely look for some shrines. So I could have taken the door here and gone to high ground, but also my team's not playing super aggressive. My entire team's not here. So I'm just trying to sit here and keep poking the objective. Also, I did see Mo was running the urn, so just trying to create space for him. Start getting run down here. A lot of ults get dumped here. I go down, and we lose 2 rejuves. No big deal. I don't even know what to shoot at this point. There's so much going on. So trying to clear a little bit of minions and stuff. Mo does get the urn, which is huge. Because even if we lose this fight and die, like he ends up carding the Mo target out. Looked hilarious. So good swap on the Billy. So at this point, just looking for who we can jump. Looking to create space, so they're all starting to push back. I really wanted to kill this Infernus, but I didn't want to get walled off here. So again, just trying to play safe. Just keep cementing good decisions, or like, keep them going. So like I said, I haven't done anything fancy. Like, this whole game, I haven't done anything fancy at all. Like right here, I was trying to ult him out, but I used my 2 for it, so I almost died for it, which was probably a bad decision. But I didn't want him just shutting us all down. But at this point, we're out of rejuves, and we just now get the shrine. But their entire team is up, so we start to call for a retreat. I probably should have gone through the door. I also always forget that the door gives a barrier. Yeah, so we get out successfully. We only lose Geist in the process, so huge. So we could have tried to take some of their farm on their side of the map, but they were really looking to push us out of their base very aggressively. They wanted to fight, and so if they want to fight, it's because they're confident right now. They're looking, and so you know we're all pretty low. We just need to reset for a second. We're up. We don't need to fight them. We can wait for Geist. We can wait for mid boss or an urn or something. We can wait. We can bide our time. Like if my whole team is ready to run it down and we're all like, you know, crazy, then sure. But it's cool. Just take our time. So go back to just my slow farming. Also just picked up leech, so trying to just heal up off of minions or like jungle. Which has kind of been slow, but this is also why waves are so important. So I'm half health right now, and I'm probably about to get full health just from the one wave. Or it was like 2 waves. Yeah, and I'm basically full now. Now I am full. And so when I see people just let waves go, it boggles my mind. Bro, you should be arguing with your team over who gets to catch a wave. There's so much money and heals and everything from waves. So our Calico pulls the urn so that they can't turn it in right now, which is actually great. And and then he hits him back with the same BM, which made me laugh. I didn't realize it at the time, but that was really funny. Because that was the McGinnis who BM'd him earlier. No, and so now our team's looking to run urn. And so I start running over here because I didn't even realize we were running it this hard. But we get urn, turn in. So since I see my Mo going hard, I try to follow up because he's causing a lot of distraction. Ults somebody, trying to delete. Yeah, we're just picking everyone off. I kept thinking the Venator was on the enemy team. We're looking to grab wave, and then we're just looking to end. So right here, I wanted to go back for the Siphon Bullets, but I figured I didn't need it. So I'm trying to end, but then I forgot that we hadn't dropped Patron yet. So I should have gone back for Siphon, but it's not the end of the world. It's okay. But it would have been nice, because this fight does go a little longer than I was anticipating. But no biggie. So our team's chilling. So just trying to farm up a little bit of damage here. Or just keep them back. So again, right here I'm playing safe. So I see that he has unstop a little too late. So I used my 2 on him. And then I kind of wasn't sure where I wanted to go. Then I realized he's still ulting. Our team's getting pretty split up, which is why I wanted to ult him out of this guy, but he outplayed me, I guess. I did not realize he had unstop. I should have paid attention to that. So looking to delete this Billy. Finally ult. He gets rescue beamed out, but they're all so low. Nice, we get the Billy. Because my team is doing a good job at like the ebb and flow of like push and pull, out and in, you know, kind of idea. So looking to just weaken them all. So I'm going for these safe angles here. So they're all having to play pit, so therefore I just take the high ground behind them. And I've got Ricochet at this point, so I'm just starting to delete them all. Yeah, and my team's just playing really smart. And so then we're able to wrap it up. Yeah, this was a really good team. So I got 12-0, which felt good. Which, considering the lane we came from, it was a rough lane, but we pulled it back. But yeah, it was a good game. For anyone, I think I mentioned it earlier, but for anyone wondering, I ran Sonya Sniper's build. It's really good. It's like the number 8 or something in the top daily. I'll pull it up real quick. Oh, wrong one. It is this one. Highly recommend it. Build ID is 373568. Either way, hope you all enjoyed. Peace.